What's your view? What's your view? What's your view? What's your view podcast?
Welcome to the What's Your View podcast with Olu Dolapo. This podcast was created as a space for real people with real life experiences that most people can relate to and learn from. Have a great time listening.
Hi guys, welcome back to my podcast. And today I'll be having a conversation with some of my new favorite persons in Abeokuta, and we'll be talking about their story and everything in between.
What's your view podcast?
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Paul Ajiboye. I am a legal practitioner. I'm married to Ayobolu Paul Ajiboye.
My name is Ayobolu Paul Ajiboye. I am also a legal practitioner and an HR professional too. Okay. I am a child of God, and we've been married for 5 years.
It's actually one of the things I was supposed to ask. I'm still going to ask anyways. So let me start with you. Okay. Why him?
Okay, so a lot of things made him stand out actually. When he came, actually I was the one who told him I needed lessons. I needed that I needed lessons. I had issues with my academics, so I had to meet him.
Okay.
And then in the course of trying to
So which means you were in the same school?
Yes, we were in the same class.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we were in the same class. So I met him, and in the course of trying to schedule lesson times, bro started calling me in the midnight that he has interest, and I was like,
Was it during extra pool?
Yes, those times.
we were one of the extra pools.
So he started calling me, and then we started talking. We got talking, and I said he should let me think about it. And I didn't really know him. One of the issues I had while I was in school was even till now, I'm still poor at being able to remember faces, especially if I don't have continuous contact with you. Yeah. So, I had to, this guy, I don't really know this guy. So I called another friend of mine in class, and I asked her, Bros Lagwaja is saying he's interested. I was like, he's a nice guy. He's our scholar.
At what level was that?
At 300 level.
Okay. And you guys had 5 years? You had 5 years in the lawyer?
Yeah. Yes. So, he's our scholar, he's nice, he's cool-headed, and I said, okay. So
for those who are not listening, or for those who are listening who are not in lawyer people, scholar is like the most brilliant person in the whole set in a particular year. So just so you know.
So, I called him and said, okay. Initially I also felt that these guys, I think they are trying to play me because I'm a little bit close to one of his friends, Rahman. That one is a Muslim, so obviously nothing was going to happen between us. Yes. Okay. So I felt that maybe it was Rahman that pushed him to come to meet me. So I told him that I was going to give him the opportunity to actually. So some of the things that stood out as regards him was cool-headed, one, brilliant, spiritual a bit. I had to do a lot of work on him. So, and what still there is something else that continues to get to me about him. He's extremely jovial, especially when it comes to both of us. I am the kind that I am quiet, I am easygoing, I have mood issues once in a while. Yes, mood issues once in a while. So, the fact that I was in a relationship with someone who could make me laugh, who could lighten my mood, it's really, it got me committed made me stay. You know, it made me. I actually desired being around him. You know, as time went on. So those are the things.
So why
Okay, thank you, Dolapo. You see, okay, my own side of the story is not entirely different from hers, but okay, maybe she missed out one or two things. Okay. So not really, but okay, we were in the same class like she said, and I have a friend, Shion, and another guy, Dayo, and so there was a time we looked at the class and said, look, there are wife materials in this class. Let's even mention them. So of course her name came up, no doubt, because AYB. Okay, I knew then that this one is a church girl. Yeah. So we, of course, her name came up, and for me, AYB, of course, she's a church girl. I knew that when we were in third year, and I can say that our love for God is one of the reasons why I approached her. You know, strangely, the day I spoke to AYB, I told her that I want to marry you. It was foolish.
Why did you say it was foolish?
Yeah, because we were in 300 level. We were in 300 level.
I never had an idea what the future looked like.
No, we never. So I had this strong conviction, and you know what she said there? Are you a child of God? Do you do your devotion? You know, I was staying in the hostel. My life was, look, wake up, go to class, go to church. You know, I was a Catholic.
Okay.
Yeah. But so, you know, come back, go to the same routine. So the first thing she did, part of the first thing she did was to get me our daily bread.
Okay.
Yeah. Say, look, there's something they call morning devotion. Okay. So you do it. So that's one. The secondly, she's a very patient person. I can be a bit impatient, but she's a very patient person. She, you know, she's homely.
I think introverted people are more patient.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, the assurance kept getting stronger. You know, as we proceeded to year 4, year 5, the law school service.
Went to the same law school?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we went to the same.
Like it's a random thing.
Yeah, it was a random thing. So I was mobilized first. Then when she came, so when people were seeing us together, so people from our school say, no, leave those ones. That they didn't just meet here. You know, law school. So these are the characteristics really, and honestly, Dolapo, I can tell you that the features I saw then, they are still there now. Yeah, she's beautiful, no excessive makeup, not wayward. You know, of course, we are the girls, we know them. When we're doing our list, so we knew these ones. You know, so these characteristics are still there, and she accepted me for the way, you know, the appearance, not the most well-dressed guy. I wasn't dirty. I was not wearing Paul Smith. I started wearing Paul Smith when I got to 400 or 500 level, you know. But that is mainly why I said, look, it's AYB or no one else. Okay. So yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So I will ask you next.
Okay.
What are the things you had to compromise since you decided it's him? Like at the moment you decided, is this person? So what were your compromises? What are the things you had to like? I have to compromise on this. I have to compromise on that.
Like he just whispered now.
Okay.
I used to have a lot of guy friends, engineering boys. No, nothing serious, just friends. You know, some of them had interests, and they didn't really come out with their intentions. I used to have a lot of them, and then when we started dating,
There's no water there, baby.
when we started dating, he said if we have to keep going, you have to let go of all these your friends. And I
It's
said,
stated clearly. Yeah.
clearly.
Okay. Was that out of jealousy or out of just trying to like build a foundation and let's know what we are doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was okay. So I cannot say jealousy per se, but I wanted to be sure that how do I put it?
You were the only one.
Yes, that I'm a priority. Then, having other guys around. What exactly are their intentions? Because I don't want a situation whereby there are no boundaries. So I didn't cut them off. I didn't ask her to cut them off, but you see, look, no, I'm leaving faculty of law. I'm going to, or somebody is coming to my hostel in the evening, to do, so put boundaries and show me off.
So okay.
And I think another reason then was because I had issues with my academics, and it felt they were distracting me.
They were
Yes. So he also gave me an ultimatum that you'll have to cut off these guys, and then you have to have a target grade point at the end of 300 level, or we don't go on with this relationship.
Okay. So he mentioned something like he wanted you to show him off. What was that process like? How did you interpret that at that time?
Actually, it came easy. It came easy because people saw us together. People saw us talking. So out of curiosity, people would ask her.
Did you feel choked?
I didn't.
Okay, so just
It just came normally. Yes. No, I didn't.
Okay, so for you, sir, what are the things you had to compromise since you decided that it's her?
Okay, so I needed to find closure to some open-ended relationship.
Okay.
So just to put it mildly, so as at the time I talked to AYB about my intentions, I had some unfinished businesses here and there with ladies, so I needed to close all of that and be sure that look, it's just AYB alone. So I can't say that it cost me any friendship as regards my prayer partners, the two guys I mentioned, Dayo and Shion. So they all knew about the relationship, and but as at the time I asked her out, I knew I was going to be spending more time with her, give her attention, and inconvenience myself a bit. I'll give an example. There was a time, in the middle of the night, maybe like 11 p.m., she came up with, so it started in the evening. I think we went for a program. Then all of a sudden she had allergy. She had mango, everything started. So I had to be there for her. So it's not, okay, let me say it is a cost that I had foreseen. Going into the relationship, look, this is what, these are the things you need to do. So are you ready for it? So, and it came and I had to face it.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So I'm going to skip some questions and just move ahead and say, what has changed since you got married differently from when you were dating? As a time of, I'm sure this is this person, or I'm sure I'm choosing this person. Right, let me put it that way. From then, like dating stage to married stage or phase, what has changed?
You mean in the futures that
No.
Okay.
Not in the physical features. I'm talking about like maybe virtues.
Okay.
Like
Virtues, characters, features. Yeah. Okay. So, let me speak. Or do you want us to talk about or I should talk about us? Okay, let me talk about us. Honestly, Dolapo, for AYB, nothing has changed. So
It could be positive and negative. Like it can be like maybe
from the negative, yes.
No, it can even be good, better, best.
Good, yeah, good, better, best. Okay, so negatively speaking, nothing has. She has not exhibited any character that that will make me yeah. So, but on the positive side, okay, maybe I was a bit worried, like how would AYB react as a first time mom when we had a refair. So, I mean, she handled it well, and even better than and even better than myself, because I'm the impatient one. Look, if you're not eating, just drop your food. And at times 1 a.m. she's there trying to sort their clothes. So all these, I mean, I did not really see her in that light, but doing those things, honestly, those are I mean, attributes that I've.
What about for you?
Yeah.
Okay, there are some that I think I've seen. As regards being impatient, I think he has been able to work on that to an extent. And then I remember that back then in school, he used to get angry with very little, at very yes, So I was really, why would you get angry about this thing? So, and I think that he has been able to work on that. In fact, there was a time that the elder sister called me. I was like, AYB, are you sure you are praying for yours? And I said, he's even better than when I met him.
Yeah.
That is, so I've seen the improvement as regards being able to manage his emotions and being patient. Though I still, there are still a lot of this to work on as regards learning to be patient, but compared to how it used to be, there is a huge difference.
Okay, so that's going to lead me to the next question, which is, how did you handle conflict while dating and in marriage now? How did you guys handle conflicts when you were dating and now in marriage?
Okay, thank you, Dolabo. When we were dating, cutting, usually AYB told me from day one that, look, when we have issues, we must talk about it. We must talk about it. And that has really helped in resolving conflict most times. Because even when I don't want to talk, she gives me time for passion to cool and say, okay, I'm in front of the moment I hear I'm in front of your hostel, I don't want to stay back because of those guys. Like, you can't just say lady, and so I'll quickly run and say, okay, what is it? Then she drags me to, a place we talk, we talk about it, and so for us, we feel, look, we can't go to bed knowing that we have disputes, we have unresolved disputes. Then, okay, the bottom line is we must talk about it, because we have it is a misunderstanding. We are not breaking up. We are not ending the relationship. So you always have that at the back of your mind. I mean, there were times that have you eaten? Yes, she just called the call. We were probably still fighting, but I mean, this is somebody checking up on you to know if so. But it is usually almost impossible, because while we were in school, you are going to class, you are seeing her in class, so you want to check if she's happy, talking to her friends, laughing. Then so at the end of the day, you have to sit down and talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, well, while dating, was there any time you questioned a commitment? Was there any time you questioned this commitment?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I think yes. There were times, I think I have like 2 or 3 occasions. So, the first time, you know, he talked about having loose hands with some of those babes. So, one of those days, he came to our house in Police Road. And, he said he was going to come. So, he left Unilorin to Tanke. And got to Tanke and called me with the babe's number, not knowing I had the babe's number. You know, not knowing I had the babe's number, so I answered the call. I answered normally, and then he came around and I said, "No, I kept my cool actually."
What did you take me for? Am I drunk? The life of a guy.
You know, so.
And to you, I read there's something like a video that.
No, he didn't know. He didn't know. He was not aware that I had.
But you could have questioned that. Oh, whose number was this, right?
I didn't ask because automatically I saw the yes. You know, I didn't ask. I just kept quiet. I waited for him to come, and I was like, So where are you coming from? He said Unilorin. I said, why would you be coming from Unilorin? When the number you called me with is showing you called from Tanke, you're coming from Tanke. And he kept quiet.
So I don't forget it. Because argument at that point can cost you a lot.
So I knew apparently maybe this is the end of the relationship. So that was like the worst is so he shared me jack. So because I actually went to find closure, like I said at the beginning, you know, find closure and move on with my life. So that's one instance. You want to go on with the second?
Okay. So another time was when we were in law school, and you know, I saw the way these ladies were around him, like lots of them. I think he was the assistant group leader, something like that. We had groups in law school, so it was
very active.
So they were constantly around him. Immediately I came from Ilorin to resume law school, I already met someone who was going to take over if I didn't go to Lagos campus, and I was like, what is all this, you know? So he had to just cut off. Immediately they started seeing me with him, they had to take some steps back. So I think those times usually.
Okay. So finally, or semi-finally. So was it everything you planned while dating and courting that you have play out in marriage now? Was it practically everything? Or were there some things you had to say, oh babe, we have to hold on for this? Or was there a time she said, if we not get this, we are not moving ahead? Like, what was it like?
Okay, let me try as much as possible to interpret the question the way. So while we were dating, we had plans for the future. You know, we had an understanding of how we want our homes to look like, either spiritually, either, you know, how we handle finances, and so many things. And you know, rating it in percentage, I can say that we've done 70, you know, at this level, and we could improve on it. And let me give you an instance. As far back as when we were in our final year, we already knew that this guy was going to be a refer. Yeah, so we prayed about so many things, because so that's it. Then for finances, for me, I knew I will always allow her to take some decisions, and it has to be open book. You know, what money I make, what, you know, where I make it, you know, she has to know. That's accountability for me. You know, it differs from, and I think thus far it has worked, because there is no pressure on me to perform. I have the obligation to perform. Sorry to overperform. You know, there are times that look, you are supposed to be doing this because maybe I don't have visibility into what you're in. So those are, so we had that agreement before getting married, and it stays that way. So there are some things that look, so maybe for outsiders it might sound like, what's wrong with this one? If you ask something, look, can you hold on? Can I talk to my wife about the issue? So I mean, we've practically acted that out too. I mean, those are the things we need to do, right, to keep sustaining the reasons why the two of us have come together to be married. I think that makes sense.
The question just dropped in my mind now when you were talking about the fact that you asked us in 300 level, and the question is, what were your fears? Because I mean, on the side, you were trying to convince her, babe, as in this thing will work. Yeah. You get, but low-key, they're like, hold on. What were your fears?
Yeah, Bayo and some other guys. So Bayo is a medical doctor. So when we're in 400 level, this guy came with an open check. Hey, I want to marry you. Dolapo, I was in 400 level. So even though I was a university scholar, I knew I couldn't get married in 400. I knew I couldn't get married in 5. You know, I knew I couldn't get married immediately after service. You know, so, when she told me, you know, it was so bad that even though she was not going to go ahead, I was the one practically saying, please, go. I'm not holding you. Because I didn't want to be pitied, you know, and I didn't want to do it whereby I say, oh, and I wasted that golden opportunity. So I had so many fears. As at that time, because but you know, as times went by, I realized that AYB was actually going to stick with me through thick and thin. So many things. She thought I was from Lagos. I wasn't from Lagos. I wasn't even staying in Ilorin. I was staying in Oro, in Kwara State. You know, but swag here, Pogo. Do you understand? Oyibo here, no swag here, Pogo. So, I mean, and I haven't realized all these things, and she stayed put, you know. You know, some ladies guys said, no, me, I cannot date my classmate. And here she was, you know, moving around campus. I haven't said no to a doctor. I haven't said no to a lecturer. You know, not in Unilorin, like a lecturer, our contemporary, of course, who had finished school, lecturing, well settled, you know.
You know, over time, I've just got to realize that it's practically not about who is asking you. How do I explain this now? So, as at that time, a doctor asked her out.
Yeah.
And you guys were in the same level, that kind of thing. You guys were like almost in the same phase, same stage of growth in every sense of it.
In every sense
and
of
now,
it,
financially, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, of
so
course.
now, like a medical doctor, my generation, my generation will not think twice. The only reason they would think twice is if the person has a proper conviction. Yeah. And if the person is like ready to grow with you. Yeah. That's the only reason. Yeah. But I mean, that's actually a big deal. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a big deal.
So, you know, they tell you that it's a risk. I'm taking a risk for staying with you. How am I sure that you're going to marry me in the next 5 years?
But you know what I've got to realize? I'm not proud though, but our good boys are Akpomo.
You understand my point. It is, you know, very, so, I mean, she took the risk. You know, she got to find out, he doesn't even stay in the learning. So, and despite that, she stayed put, and we kept moving, taking it a day at a time, you know, and because we had the big picture of this is what we want to do, this is what, you know, we plan to achieve at this point, and we have the strategy. So, I mean, with God. Yeah.
So I was about to round up the other time, but I mean, when you said taking it one step at a time, what were your own fears when, like, for you to turn down a medical doctor that was okay, for you to turn down a lecturer that was earning already, that you could probably or most likely see the future with him already, right? Predict the future, compared to somebody that we are in the same. In fact, maybe it's not even as much as you, because I realize ladies save more than guys. Yeah. So, what were your fears? What were your convictions that made you to stay?
Okay. He did something crazy when we were in 400 level. You know, I think second semester. He said I should meet him out of our garage. Guy brought out a ring and said
at what level?
At 400 level. And said I want to marry you. That I am not here to play. He said I have already told you. I told you when I was asking you out, and I have come again to tell you again that I want to marry you, and this is a sign to prove to you that it is actually something serious. And then, apart from that, I actually needed someone I could work with.
Work with in what sense?
Spiritually, one. Academically. For these guys, you know, there are some things you see in men that even though to another lady it might look like it's no big deal, but when values and yes. So
and sorry for continuation. Another thing I've realized over time is that you will know who's playing around. You will, like for me, I will know who's playing around. Even like if I'm not the one in the relationship, I'll be, as long as you are closer to me. Let's say you're my very close friend, and this person is asking you out, and this other person is asking you out. There's a way I can easily pick up. I feel like this guy is just this guy. Yeah, there's a way you pick it up.
Okay. You know, so for some of them, I sensed them this they had options, and I didn't want to go into a relationship where I would be an option. I didn't want that. I wanted to be the only option, the only person. You know, no turning back. So I think it was one of the reasons why I stayed. And you know, at a point where it looked as if my values were being blurred out, you know, I had to sit back and like no. You know, when you look at your life, when you picture your life in 10 years time, do you want to sit down and be looking for how to struggle with other women, or you want to be the only woman? You know, so I think those things kept me in line, that I didn't consider. It didn't even get to me. Actually, for the doctor, we've been friends even before I got admission. We were very close. So I could you know, we were very close. So I knew him, and I could remember that those things I knew about him were not the things I wanted to see in my future husband. So I said no. Even though it looked like a perfect opportunity to you're marrying at 21, you're marrying at no, it's beyond the age, it's beyond the time. It's basically about how peaceful your home is, how much you enjoy the marriage. So I think.
Thanks, baby.
I wanted to ask initially that, so for some people before they enter into a relationship, it's always like, oh, first of all, it's always God said. For some people, it's always like, oh, I got attracted to this person and I prayed about it and I'm cool. For some people, it's like God said, even though I'm not attracted to this person, and they still squeeze them. So, like, we have different things that guides our life into different places, right? What was it like for you?
Okay. Honestly, I did not pray before approaching AYB. I did not pray, but you see, when things were getting serious, I needed to start talking to God about her. You know, nights that, you know, it was quiet, I didn't say anything, I cried, you know, trying to be sure that I wouldn't miss out on her. But I just went, you see, and then I was not broken up. I just went I just went with my lines steady. I was Westlife addict. So she has a Westlife addict. So all those lines were there. So I did not even go on the. I mean, because.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Because so, I just told her that. So, and I tried as much as possible to be romantic and present. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm present. Even when we were reading, because I was interested in academics. Still, she knows that in fact, she just concluded a course, I think, last year, and she knew. So I don't joke. So I was really in her life. Like everyone, where are you? Are you ready? Can you come to class? Can you do this? Can you do that? So I mean, I did not go on with that. I saw you. I was dreaming. I saw you. I was trying to draw water. Then you brought buckets for me. No, I don't think most times those stories are genuine. So it was just look, and like I told you, she can sing. She's quiet and she has good features physically that I desire in a lady. So I couldn't hold back. I couldn't hold back, so I needed to shoot my shot without wasting time. So yeah. So some guys were actually scared for her because, like I told her, I have a friend, Dayo. That is a friend, and Dayo is a child of God. He stopped so many things from me. There was a time he picked my earphones. Tupac, he brought hip hop, Lacrae, he brought Shubara, okay, replace them with this. So is that so when you want to go out with Grace, he was a bit scared that I said no, Pastor Dayo, I want to marry this girl. So they were all at our wedding, and he was so happy. He gave a speech, and all of that. So for AYB, I did not tell her that Jesus loves her because she was the one who eventually got me, talking to Jesus more, and that has really helped me. Because
What was it like for you?
Okay.
Was it the attraction first?
Yes, I yes.
I mean, it's not this cute as I tell you.
No. You need to see those pictures. And maybe as at that time, a little bit of attraction. That a little bit of physical attraction. A lot of things can attract you without it being physical. I don't think I've ever dated a dull person. That is just me. We won't even get close. When I sense that this person is not sharp enough, or when I feel you are lousy, it won't even happen. So for the attraction, I loved the height. I still like the height, and the fact that he was outstanding academically and as regards his attitude too. Easygoing, no issues, no, So I think those were the major issues. And then, to be sincere, my husband is generous to a fault.
Sorry, let me say something then before you go ahead. So I was listening to another podcast, and the woman was saying, that when she met her husband, like when they first met, he's so generous, it attracted him to her. But when they got married, she started getting angry at the fact that, bro, you cannot keep doing this. Do you think it's the same for you that way?
Okay, I think understanding the person you're married can help too. I know that there are times it tells me no, based on possibly the fact that he doesn't have, or the fact that he has a budget for what he has at hand. So I don't think there is anything like being over generous. I just feel that there is what is needed is, yes, priority, being able to give when it is necessary, when you have, and when it is comfortable. So you cannot say, my husband is over generous. I don't think there is anything like that. Yes.
So finally, what would you say to people in your kind of shoes when you started dating? Not necessarily maybe they were still in school, maybe, but these people are like the same contemporary, like the same age. Not necessarily the same age, but like the same phase in life, right? It's not like anybody has figured life out. Do you get? So what would you say to this kind of people?
Thank you, Dolapo. This is a very fantastic question. And you know why? I always tell you why be that. Look, when two people are in relationship, there is what I call the shock me period, quote and unquote. That's like the first 2 weeks, first 1 month, you know.
First 1 year.
1 year. 1 year is a long time, babe. 1 year is a long time. So I think you have to see, even though in a relationship there is no end per se,
Yeah.
you know, there is no end, you know. So except that, of course, this time we are redefining it in, you know. So you should see the end from the beginning. So you can't be carried away by the excitement of the first 2 weeks because you've not come close to her. You've not spent like 2 hours with her straight. She has not, you know, you've not met her or him in his or her vulnerable state. Maybe she's having cramps from menstrual period. Maybe he lost a particular, you know, so many things. And how do you react? So these are times when the excitement of the relationship has gone. Then you are left with the reality. You must be able to face that heads on. So that is very important. So guys going into a relationship, you have to see the end from the beginning. So just look at, this time will come and go. When all that is done, when the excitement of, yes, I will date you is gone.
Based on what you're just saying now, I've just got to realize over time that no face is actually permanent.
No.
At that stage.
No, it's not.
Do you get? So, like, you know, you were saying that, if I had seen your throwback out, no particular face is actually
like a fine
you're right, I get. So what would be your own suggestion to people in that category? Know what you want.
Yes, know what you want and be able to fight for it. Issues will come up, especially at that level. A lot of issues will come up. Family would raise issues. Friends will laugh at you. It is the truth. They would laugh. I had a roommate that time who told me that class here, you run and go and meet that boy that you people are in the same class. And I told her that what would show what I am actually doing, what will make it evident will be my grades and the
marriage.
Yes, that was what I told her. So you have to be able to see the big picture, just like he said. Be able to see that big picture. He has asked me before that, you know, why do you believe so much in me? Like, how come you believe so much in what I'm capable of? And you know, one, well, maybe because I have agreed with God that I cannot be with someone who would belittle. One. Secondly, I could see that you had the potential, even though it looked as if things were hard. You were hardworking, and yes, he knew what he wanted, you know, and he went for it. And even though sometimes things didn't work out, I supported him, you know. So believing that whether you like it or not, things will work out. Whatever it takes, whatever kind of pressure it takes, keep going through, keep moving forward, and don't be discouraged. Don't listen to what people have to say. You know, it says it all the time that whose opinion matters when it comes to in a relationship, when it comes to both of you. It's just both of you. If you decide that it's going to work, it will work.
Very large extent.
If you decide that we want to make it work, it will work.
In fact, I think it's so serious that when people are not even compatible, they put together and
it will work.
You are not forcing because influences from outside at times can be overwhelming. People are giving you 1,000 reasons why you cannot do it. Oh, you are in the same class. Right. Okay, let's say you know they will give you logic. We are seeing, we are seeing differently. Even from our side, there are so many issues of but Wale is not. Wale is a Catholic. Do you want to go to Catholic? There are so many prejudices. So, but whenever she go and say, babe, you see at this point, now I get business with. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Do you understand? And we'll find a common ground, and it's going to work out. I will keep your family, because for me, not marrying you, I will regret it. I will tell my kids, maybe from other days, I had a great relationship, I did this, but you are old, just one life. So then finally on my part, nowadays there is a buzzword they throw around, vibes. So someone will tell you, after a month of dating, I'm no longer feeling at his or her vibes. No. You call peace in your relationship, you think it is boredom. It's not. Because if you have mapped it out, I'm talking of intentional, relationships, if you have mapped it out, and there are times that it seems, just meet me in class, activities are routine. Can you meet me at the usual spot? Okay, let's just talk, let's review, let's go over what we have to do. Where do you want to be, when, where, how, So nowadays, youth call that, I'm no longer feeling his or her vibes. It's boring. They jump on to the next exciting stage. After 2, 3, 4 weeks, I think this guy is better than this one. So I think we should be a little bit patient. And, the truth that we can't hide from is we are Christians and God factor matters. Yeah. So irrespective of your audience, we are Christians and God factor matters. Yeah. So even at dating stage to get into marriage. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this episode, and I look forward to having you again over time. But the other time might not be like relationship based. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much once again. I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to What You View with Olu Dolapo. Do not forget to share, like, and leave a comment. Remember, you can reach out to us on Instagram at whatyourview_Olu Dolapo. And if you use Anchor, do not forget to leave us a voice message and leave a comment. Thank you once again for listening.